Alright, guys. MAXPAX against SCARLETT here. Best of 3 semi-final for the Pigosaur Weekly number 34. SCARLETT in the top right side of the map gets her base blocked. She has to go take that 17 hatchery on the third. Pretty common. MAXPAX loves to block that base, invests in losing those early minerals, has to send a second probe out to build his, his gateway and whatnot. But he gets the block off, forces her to have a suboptimal base, and just makes her opening a bit more awkward. The question for me is, does MAXPAX double chrono adepts as well? Because I think that's one of the best ways to punish, forcing your opponent to take a third. However, MAXPAX, what I've seen more often from him in the last 4 or 5 months has been basically just build the 2 adepts casually, and you can walk them across, but it's more of a poking across very casually and really waiting for the oracles and chronoing your probes a lot harder. Guys, thank you so much. We just had some huge support from Jay Mason Jar, taking us miles ahead of today's goal to cover the tournament. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. We put $200 into the prize pool for this every week, so I end up just basically paying the winner. And some weeks it's hard to get $200 in tips every week for a weekly cup, but I just feel it's important to keep it going for the StarCraft scene, and especially here in this American time zone that is criminally ignored, especially when it comes to the best players and the big events. So America's, even though it's the morning in my own region, and I only have a few Aussies and Kiwis and stuff, and Asian players that watch in the mornings while they're at work, live at least, it's such a good thing to have happening, and to see SCARLETT make such a deep run today has been really exciting. So thank you everyone for your overwhelming support, and even if you're watching later on YouTube, hope you guys don't mind these little shout outs occasionally. It's the community you are so generous that allow us to keep running events like PigFest, of course, where we run a couple of $10,000 tournaments in a row, which have been massive. And these weekly cups, though, as well, I think are really important to allow the players to keep having every single week reliable tournaments to play on. And ever since we changed this tournament to be one day later in the week, so it's not directly after the Warty Mondays and the Monday Night Weeklies, which are basically the Korean and the European weekly cups, we've had such better tournaments. Like pretty much every finals has been a 5-game best of 5 since we changed the day. Because we no longer have exhausted players playing their third weekly tournament back-to-back, awake for 30 hours plus, playing suboptimal StarCraft by the time they get to the grand finals where they finally just hit that exhaustion point. Great double adept pressure here. I don't think he commits to the shade. He commits to the shade backwards, I should say. So good defense by SCARLETT. She's been pretty tight on her opening. No Overlord building right now, though. She does need that Overlord right now. Does she realize? Yes, she does. Okay, good catch, good catch. This is not a bad supply block because she's only got 1 lava. So she spent all of her money. She's got to build a spore now. That frees up another supply. This is actually an optimal supply block, you would call it, because she's got to build those spores. She replaces them with more drones. And then she's got the Overlord popping. So it's a very slight supply block. Her Lings were thinking about countering, but the Adepts come back in. And you know what? This could work in her favor, but the Spore's not quite ready. Oh no, and the Spore and the Queens are kind of blocking there. Really hard for her to deal with that. Oracle going in the main, though, does take a fair bit of damage, but 6 drones is a lot this early, and that Spore Crawl was just a bit too late, and her Lings moving out of position even a tiny bit was a problem. Great attack by MAXPAX, whose third Nexus is now up. Lings coming forward as well. Oracles are there. Oracle's going to poke forward and try to chase after these Lings. We've got a Twilight Council and a Forge going down in the natural. Third and fourth gases are coming up. That third Nexus is there as well. This Overlord going to be taking a fair bit of damage as it goes in. Looks like a pretty standard blink opening for MAXPAX. No surprises there. MAXPAX has the privilege in this matchup right now. So what is the privilege, right? This is a term. I'm coming up on the spot. This may be a pretty bad explanation. Essentially, he's going to be favored in late game. Protoss tends to be against Zerg, Serral being the rare exception where he wins a lot of late game against Protoss. But also it's just the fact that the most standard build, Stalker into 6-gas Storm, so common and so reliable. It's the pressure is on SCARLETT to make something happen. MAXPAX just wants to do the thing he's done 100 times, which is how he loves to play StarCraft. Denying that fourth, by the way. Sniped a drone going over there. And yeah, basically apply pressure. Like, look at this. Gets it another Overlord. He's going to start denying creep with just 2 Oracles, 3 Stalkers. This is ridiculous. I mean, he's wide open to a Ling run by, but she's just way too supply blocked right now. And it feels like after that earlier damage, SCARLETT's been thrown off a little bit. And he's really leaning onto her. She needs more hatcheries. She's building a 4th and a 5th. Fifth base down on the bottom right. She's trying to mass Ling, but she was way too supply blocked for too long. All of that creep goes down. 2 creep tumors behind it. MAXPAX going to start focusing this base, and now this base has a battery up. 6 gases going down. I wouldn't be surprised to see Templar Archives even while he's doing this pressure. And this is only 4 gate pressure. It's not even 6 gate, guys. So it's a relatively light pressure. But the early damage into her being monumentally supply blocked, and now just not having enough army to properly scare this away. He's doing more damage than we'd like to see. Now, don't get me wrong. He's not going to kill this hatchery if SCARLETT commits to defending it. She can defend it. But problem is, he's already ahead on economy significantly. 1 Stalker does blink on top to finish the Queen. That's hilarious. Don't want to lose these Queens to the Oracles. Inject does go down. SCARLETT. Oh, couldn't quite set off the stasis trap. She's got to keep splitting these Lings. Forward, pull back. Okay, she sets off. Oh, she loses more than she'd like. He goes for the snipe on the hatchery. What a D-bag. Oh, that's such a frustrating move. Nicely done. Blinks and recalls. Saves most of the Stalkers. She does have a new 4th up the top left. She is building a Spire. A lot of gases. Nonetheless, a frustrating situation. She's going to have to throw this base back down again. Hopefully she realizes a drone popped out there. Kind of convenient. And yeah, she did build 10 Overlords earlier, guys. And that was definitely a bit inefficient. I think what happened is she went, what the hell is going on? Why didn't my Overlords build? She started probably a second round. Or just held the button down a bit too long. Oracles are out of energy. She cancels the 4th. The Oracles are out of energy. Oh, but the stasis trap's always a problem. Not to mention Storm. She doesn't know if it's going to kick in a moment. And she's going to deny that 4th being retaken, which is something. She's got 16 workers building. MAXPAX a little sloppy here. It's making Archon Zealot Storm. Question is, can she get the mutas across the map before the Archon Stalker Storm Zealot push comes? If she can get 10 mutas around the edge of the map, I think this is actually good for SCARLETT, and she can salvage this position. Because even though she lost that base, her units lost time's not that bad. She did a really good job of recovering her economy. I was going to say she needs more production because she's actually so rich now. So she is building a macro hatchery. She's all over it. She's even thinking about a 5th base up here, or she's going to go for a corner. Ha! She knows this might turn into a bit of a base trade, and corner bases are going to be really effective against that. Lings, dive in, get a probe, pull away. I love that she's staying active on the front. The mutas are going to find a Zealot drop. Is it worth stopping for it? She decides, yeah. I mean, you're going to spot me. All right, we might as well stop and clean this Prism up, but that's unfortunate because now he can push her. She needs to counter hardcore stasis traps and Archons are making there. She's got to deal with the Zealot Archon High Templar on the front. Her drones are going to try to run. Zealots and Oracles warping in all over the shop. She's going to set off some stasis traps there. Her muta's finally continuing in here, but they're taking a long time to do it. And without any roach tech, it's really awkward to defend these Zealots that filter in. It's pure Ling muta. She's going to go after the cannon and then try to get on top of these Stalkers. Blink is there. Of course, the Stalker count's very low right now. She's focus firing really nicely. She's going to take out quite a few of them, and Lings especially are amazing, but the mutas need to keep targeting. They got to target the Oracle is actually probably the biggest target there. She's going to keep going after the Stalkers, letting the Lings ignore and absorb those Oracle hits. It might just be enough to overwhelm. Meanwhile, Zealots and Storms in her base. She's taking so much damage to her face. MAXPAX all over her right now. And I think he just has a bit too much army. That early damage stacked up. The Storm kicks in. She tries to fight on top. He does Storm himself and the mutas at the same time, as well as the Zergers. She gets a few Archons and then pulls back. The question is, can she gather together a defense? She's down in workers. He's still on 3 bases. She's got a lot of hatcheries still, a decent number, I should say. She's trying to catch all these units that are spread out. Does she have enough, though? She's got only 25 Zerglings, 6 mutas, a bunch more building. Oh, she doesn't go for the Oracle. Kind of a bummer there. In the main base, more drones going down, and that's devastating. She just can't afford these losses. On the other hand, 12, 13 mutas against what? Just 8 Stalkers, 1 Archon, 3 High Templar? That might just be enough, especially since he's on her worker line. Oh, dude, this was close to a comeback for SCARLETT, but I think here, this army just can't quite get dealt with, I don't think. And now, if you look at the income, you can see he's just got way more mining than her. SCARLETT's going to have to pull left. Oh, she's going to go for it. She goes for the YOLO. I mean, she's got to commit, right? She has to commit. Get rid of the Archon. She gets rid of 1 Archon. She will take out the other Archon as well as the Stalkers here. And she actually kills all the anti-air. That's kind of sick. Phoenix trying to be built right now. Oh, income's just so low, it might not matter. Oh, dude, these are some Linkin Park Mutalisks right now, I think. And in the end, it doesn't even matter. She worked so hard. She tried so hard. But it just might not be enough. Not with only 28 workers left. Especially if he finds that top left base, which does he see he sees the creep! He sees the creep. Oh, no! That's an important bastion of her economy. 3 drones might not sound like a lot, but she's got barely any. And even though his minerals are mining out, our MAXPAX says he's got plenty of gas and mineral income for a few more minutes in this game. And he even takes out the right side base. Oh, MAXPAX ravaging right now. Really well played. She lost 73 drones to 16 probes this game. She just wasn't quite ready for the base trade. If she continued with the Mutalisks, it might have been a better move than stopping for the Prism. I really don't know. I think ideally she was just 20 seconds faster to the Mutalisks to begin with, snaps the Prism here, and immediately flies into the base, you know? But that's just not what this game was. She took a bit too much damage. Those first 2 Adepts with the Oracle dive on the 3rd was pinpoint accuracy for MAXPAX, and that stuff's just hard to deal with. She's going to dive, gets one. I think that was 2 Mutas for 1 Phoenix, which is about as good trading as you can normally rely on, which is why you need a lot more income to deal with Phoenix. Need to drown them in Mutalisk numbers, but she just does not have the money. GG. Looking like a GG here, guys. She's going to, of course, she doesn't know how low his economy is, how much damage she did. She's like, maybe we can stay here, but we get to see the numbers and we know that. Sand's trickling out of the hourglass. Phoenix trying to fight and doing some good micro against these Mutalisks again. The Archon's backing them up. Zealots clearing the entire top left. Link counter goes in, but I think even here, the +2 Zealots will be able to clear those things up. Even if you lose the Nexus, it's not too bad for MAXPAX. He can rebuild that. And Ling Muta not going to cut it against Archon. Phoenix. SCARLETT has to tap out, but a relatively competitive game 1. I got to say, MAXPAX got some early damage and still struggled to finish her off. All right, guys. Looks like SCARLETT went for a 15 hatchery in game 2. And she said, no hatchery for you, dum-dum. So she blocks his attempt to block her. Very nicely done. I like that adjustment. I've played MAXPAX a bunch in these weekly tournaments. I am a middling Zerg player in the Grandmaster League. I'm definitely not pro level these days. And I gotta say, when he blocks my natural and I have to take my 3rd, I just hang my head in defeat. It is so hard. Even though she defended the first Adept poke, the second Adept poking in, bam, she's like 6 seconds late on her Spore. The Oracle dives with the 2 Adepts. She loses 6 drones. And from there, she's way behind. Like, she did an amazing job to make that last game as competitive as she did. But of course, MAXPAX is just one of the most solid players. He's you know, he's actually like a, people always joke, but like, you know, about innovation, very robotic, would just do the same build over and over. MAXPAX is that for Protoss. He will do the same build 1,000 times. He will do it better than anyone you've ever seen. His micro's on point, his macro's on point, his reactions are on point. He's just difficult to play against. There's no ifs or buts about it. Void Ray first, though, interesting. She sees it. She doesn't even try to run the Overlord. I would have tried to run it just to try and waste a bit more of his APM hunting for it. You know, like leave vision here and then gear, go left, and then try to go back up to hide here. And hope he doesn't check there, because he assumes you'll run home. SCARLETT's like, we're not going to escape, whatever. She's building 5 Overlords right now. Wow, okay. A little bit of overkill. I don't think she actually looked at the Stargate. She was so busy with the Adept, I don't think she noticed that the Void Ray was building until it came out. It's better to overbuild Overlords here than build too few. Now, the Overlords are a bit far to the front. She should be gathering them all about here or here, somewhere in a very central location. I think over here, between the 3rd and the natural, it's actually the safest area, because often the Void Ray will poke in here and try to look for any Overlords around these areas. She's moving her Queen forward. She knows, yeah, he's hunting. Do not want to give away any of these Overlord kills. 3rd and 4th gas, and we'll see a Twilight and Forge. Pretty quick Twilight. This could be Glaive Adept. Doesn't have to be, but it could be. I would assume it's just a quick blink, and he might do an 8-gate blink all in. Very hard build to stop. Oh, no! SCARLETT! Void Ray comes in from the right. As I said, these Overlords. Oh, my gosh. The distraction. The Oracle gets 4 drones, and the Void Ray gets 2 Overlords. Playing these guys is so difficult, man. If you play Hero or MAXPAX, it's an entirely different game. The early game of this matchup against them is so hard. I do like this link counter for her, though. It's a good one. And the Queen does intercept the Void Ray. She's going to get rid of 2 Adepts in the pylon. She needs to drone like her life depends on it, and it absolutely does. She's not going to get rid of the 3rd, of course. Oracle comes back. She's got to get out. 3 drones, 3 Zerglings do go down. She's not been droning. She's got 7 lava saved up. She's not... Oh, she's still supply blocked. Oh, so supply blocked. She does get the Void Ray. She starts a 4th hatchery, realizing she's floating money like crazy. Her overlords are popping. She needs to hold that drone key down, and you can see she is now. Can she recover in this game? The problem is he's going to hit her with Blink immediately. No room to calm down. He doesn't even rebuild, like build a second Oracle. He's already on the... She needs to stop droning. That's the thing. You need to... This is the problem. If you take damage against a guy like MAXPAX, you need to drone so hard like your life depends on it. And then 30 seconds later, you need to cut all drone production and build nothing but army, or he just kills you with stalkers. And I think we might have waited just at 5 drones too many. I think you actually want to stop at 55 workers here. Her melee is also incredibly late. That +1 melee upgrade. She probably gives up this hatchery on the right. Maybe worth building a macro hatch. She's trying to transition into hydras. Gases. Giving up the base is absolutely the right call. She might poke at it just to try and threaten a bit. She's trying to deactivate any stasis traps. Ends up giving away 2 lings for kill for free. MAXPAX actually going 6 gas Templar Archives. So he's committing very lightly to this, and yet because she doesn't have the units initially ready, it's really tough. Okay, split. No! Okay, 5 Zerglings get frozen. Could have been worse. And the Queens will get rid of the Oracle, at least push it away. Can she get 2? She gets 2 Stalkers. Stalkers are very expensive units, so it's actually not too bad of a trade, as you can see. Every Stalker kill is worth 7 Zerglings. Keep that in mind. I know I say that every time I'm casting ZVP, but I think people sometimes just forget how extreme the ratio of trading is meant to be for those Stalkers to get value. SCARLETT, once again, is showing a lot more ability to withstand punches than I thought she'd have. But she's very committed on 63 drones to Hydraling. If she can deny the 4th, there's a bit more room to breathe, but Storm is 100% ready before her Hydras get across this map. If she drones after these Hydras, takes gases, goes Hive, definitely she's in a playable spot. But if she tries to all in on Hydraling, I worry about her ability to break Storm. Then again, Lings get the Nexus cancel, the pylon kill, her Hydras come down. She's going to lose the hatchery. Does she care that much about losing her 5th? Not on her current work account. Cybercore getting targeted would be really nice. The Hydra's going to try and punish these Stalkers as they recall. It's once again the blink into recall. Hydra's get rid of one of them before the recall's complete. And really nice Cybercore snipe for SCARLETT. Beautiful play. Forces a bunch more buildings down. And this at least says, hey, I'm 4 base, you're 3. And MAXPAX, though, he's got Storm. He's got the High Templar. He hasn't been using energy recharge on the High Templar. Must have used it on the Oracle recently or something. It's just come back off cooldown. Overseer, she's going to try and contaminate the Storm. Unfortunately, as we know, Storm's already done. I think she's 100% committed, guys. She's going to contaminate the upgrade. She knows Storm's done. Okay, good call. At least she knows she's going to try and come in here. She doesn't have the upgrade for range. She does have it for movement speed, though. And actually, only 4 Storms. Energy recharge is available, though. He can warp in more. Archon goes down. Ling's on the right. Actually got a pretty good trade. She gets rid of another Archon. MAXPAX. I think he's used all his warp in, so we can't warp in High Templar. Her Hydra Micro is good. Her Lings breach the natural. SCARLETT! SCARLETT on fire right now. She's doing damage. She's still pretty low on economy. The Hydras will go down at the tail end. Okay, she saves 4 of them. Great trade for SCARLETT. Out trades him. He's on 3 base. She's on 4. She could take gases, take a 5th. She can absolutely transition out of this. I think she's still in an all-in mindset, though. And look at this. Absolute friggin' pervert. He's been watching her from the shadows. From the shadows I watch. Of course you do. This is a Dark Templar. Do you guys know, lore-wise, a Dark Templar is what's driving the Stalker robot. That's a surprise to no one. It's one of the creepiest units ever, always teleporting around like a friggin' dirty guy. He's like, oh, no, I wasn't watching you. Why are you teleporting away all the time, then? You're not having a perv, you friggin' sicko. Ooh, something just got picked off there. It might have been a prism. It was just a zealot, actually. Storm does land, but only partially. Queen Spore trying to defend. Can she get rid of this prism? She needs to defend her main. These 4 zealots are a problem. She sends some Lings back in. 2 queens are here, though. If he tries to warp in right now, it will be bad for him. 2 drones go down. She's still attacking. She doesn't want to give him room. But the energy is so hard to exhaust these days with energy recharge, and she unfortunately takes a big bath in the storms. The Hydra's still doing good against these Archons. If they can get these Archons while they're still morphing. Can she get rid of the Archons? Okay, no. One does finish morphing the Immortals there. Oh, the Zealots in the bottom left as well. She did get 10 probes, though. She's in the natural. She's in the natural. SCARLETT right now keeps breaching his natural. She says, you're natural. Every probe, dickhead. How do you feel? Unfortunately, her Hydra's got so wrecked in the frontal fight. This is like one of those things where she keeps getting these amazing run-bys in the natural while her main army gets butchered, and that's a real problem. Hydra's over here. The Lings do some good damage in that third. Hydra's trying to fight, maybe. The Lings will go down. Good pullback by SCARLETT. She's on 56 drones of pure desperation right now. He's only on 39 probes, so she actually could macro from here. But it's so hard to read that in the heat of the moment. And energy recharge. Oh, God, energy recharge. She's just going to YOLO. She doesn't have that many units. So I kind of like the idea of diving in, and then the real rally of Hydras arrives from behind once all the storms are gone. Energy recharge is gone. Oracle goes down. Archon goes down. A lot of Zealots do arrive. Uh-oh. She's got to cancel that warp in. She cancels most of it being warped in. High Templar have storms, though. They've got another round of storms. Careful. It's bath time. MAXPAX forces SCARLETT into the bath. Much like a cat that does not like getting its head dunked underwater, SCARLETT shakes, hisses, and claws his frigging eye out. And that's why you gotta have a firm grip on the cat before you try to put it in the bath. SCARLETT takes a map off MAXPAX after taking down Cure. She is on fire today. All right, guys. Well, game 3, MAXPAX goes for the block yet again. This time, SCARLETT did build the Overlord. She was hoping he wouldn't block her multiple times in a row, and she is going to answer with a hatchery block of her own. She's going to send this drone to hide down here. And when that probe goes up the ramp or exits, she will move down. So you see, he doesn't see her. This is the dark response, guys. 3 hatch before pool. Hatchery there. Now, MAXPAX can block this by coming down here and blocking this hatchery, but he's not doing it. Which means he's got to deal with the hatch block. Awesome. We haven't seen this in a while. Players have stopped doing this since Dark retired. Oh, dude. DevWatcher sponsoring the next Pigfest. DevWatcher, thank you. You guys have actually funded the next Pigfest prize pool from my end. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Oh, look at this, guys. He's going 2-gate. Oh, MAXPAX is going to go full 1-base response. But wait. Didn't he see what's going on? He sees the gas and pool timing. He's going double gas. Wow. This is my favorite response. From everything I've learned from pro play, this is the worst response when you're playing a top tier Zerg. Basically, he's just going to build 1 to 2 Zealots to clear the hatchery, send 2 Adepts across with the 2 Zealots to pressure on the ground. Because she's 3 hatch before pool, her Queens and Lings are going to be late. It's hard to defend that. And then an Oracle's going to fly in pretty early as well. Like, he's still going to have a normal timed Oracle while doing 2-gate pressure. Problem is, his natural is going to be so late. You can see he's already building 2 Adepts. So it's 1 Zealot, 2 Adepts. And he's going to build another pylon. He's still probing. And we're going to see a Stargate at about 2.5 minutes. So it's slower than your Stargate would be if you went for a normal Nexus expand. And that's the problem with this build. Your Stargate's not that early. You need to do some damage with these Adepts. She's building a Spine. I don't like that. I think pure Zergling Queen should defend. But hey, I think she's like, whoa, I don't know what the hell is going on right now. I got to do something. Stargate does go down about 240. Nexus will go down about 3 minutes. Queens aren't here yet. This is what I'm talking about. Queen's not even ready when the first Adept arrives. Is a little wild. You got to do some scrambling micro to deal with that. First Ling does fall. Queen's here on the front. And the Spine actually does anchor the position really well. And with Lings and Queens following the Adepts, you should be able to defend this. Very nice. She's stuck on 2 base for a while, though. And he does get to drop a Nexus. And as long as he doesn't throw these units away, it could be good. Oh, he snipes the Creep Tumor. Does she get the Zealot? Not quite. Normally the Queen happy to fight the Adept. Spinecrawler does some good damage there. And going to back away with the Zealot as MAXPAX. Oracle's on the way. Very late Nexus. But she's having to build Lings. Ling speed. 4 Queens. That being said, once she gets those 4 Queens out and Ling speed, she's going to get map control. She's going to drone really hard. Okay, Adepts take a fair bit of damage, but you can see the way he's taxing her. He's already killed a hatchery, or I guess she cancelled the hatchery, right? He cancelled a hatchery, and then 4 Lings and a drone. I mean, that's decent damage, but she's mining off the natural this whole time. He's only long distance mining. Her Overlord sees that it's a Void Ray coming out. She should know it's an Oracle first. Sporecrawler is on the way. Oracle's almost here. Lings surround an Adept over there. Do manage to take it down, but another few Zerglings do go down. There are 2 Queens, 3 Queens on the natural. Oracle's right there. And Queens easily deflect. He goes for the Creep Tumor. Wow. MAXPAX hates Creep Tumors. There's another Creep Tumor right there, so not the most effective. Third hatchery's up. But here come 3 more Adepts. Wow, she needs more Lings. She's droned to 35 workers now. She's got an Evo chain, but she needs more Zerglings and Queens right now, and that Creep Tumor Snipe does make this third a little exposed. Adept's coming forward. I think with the Queens and the Ling Speed, it's kind of dangerous to commit to this Shade. But she's going to go. Oh, he's going to go for it. He does go for it like the mad lad he is. SCARLETT, can she defend her drones? Good choice to evacuate. She's got more Lings building, but hard to get the Queens on top in these scenarios. And Natural is also going to lose a few workers. She's got to pull these drones out, right? She loses one drone here. He doesn't focus any others. Bad micro for MAXPAX. He tries to shuffle to the corner. Would have been better off focusing drones down some high-value targets. Dude, those Adepts need to go on the whatever podcast. Some low-value idiots. They're not going to get a high-value man at all. They need to go get berated by a guy about their lack of old-fashioned values and morals. Oracle over there. It's going to come in, get itself a bit of damage. Got a Void Ray over there trying to kill an Overlord. Pretty good damage. You see, MAXPAX does a really good job of navigating these messy situations. We've got... Oh, that's a Reddit Point Zealot. Could go down real easy there. Third Nexus up with an Oracle. 6 more Gateways, a Nexus, and a Forger on the way. Hey. Oh, good micro for MAXPAX. Turns on the laser and reverses the probe with a Mineral Walk. It's a pretty big commitment to charge. 2 gas, +1 charge. Actually, he forgot +1. +1 now starting. So he's going to go 8 Gate Zealot. This is a 3 base mineral only timing. MAXPAX is going all in. Guys, has SCARLETT just destroyed MAXPAX so hard? He's doing the most desperate all in ever right now. And it's actually like genius and it's going to work because it's such a low IQ. Like this is the sort of play I do every second PvZ. I'm a really low IQ stupid guy. MAXPAX is such a standard player. He doesn't take risks very often. He's so predictable that when he occasionally does a Zealot all in, it's so shocking. She doesn't have a Roachborn. She doesn't have a Baneling Nest. She's trying to go straight Hydras, and she's droning like mad. She's already up 18 works. If she stops and masses Hydraling, she still might be able to hold, but she has no idea what's going on. And that's a huge problem. She just doesn't know. The Zealots are warping in. Here they come. It's going to be a lot of Zealots. Oh my gosh, 15 Zealots. She's trying to build Hydras, the movement speed upgrade. She needs Spines. She needs Wall-Offs. She has no idea. MAXPAX going for a crazy all-in. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. If he was playing Standard, this would be the perfect game for her. But he's doing an absolutely wild attack right now. And her Hydra's not ready. She needs to run. She needs to run and she needs to buy time and get Hydras together as well. But the Hydra's popping on top of these Zealots. Her drones need to fight as well. Her Hydra's trying to micro away. Oh no! The Spine Crawler is still rooting. The Hydra's trying to run. Oh my gosh, he catches her completely off guard. She's still got mass Hydra popping. There's still a chance. No. Oh, dude. Since when does MAXPAX do this sort of all in? And you know why he did it, guys? Because he knew his position was bad. She literally, he wasn't in a good position worker-wise. And he was like, well, I can deny scouting with the Void Ray. And I know she's going to be a bit greedy. He made the read. MAXPAX so rarely metagames, but he made the read that SCARLETT is a greedy player. And she would say, oh, she knows I'm standard. She knows I'm going to do standard stuff. You know what? This is the right time to do an all-in. And it was perfect. She didn't see, if you go back a little bit, I'll go back about a minute. Check this out. Her vision, she doesn't know. She hasn't scouted here since the very start. She doesn't know these gases are missing, which is the biggest tell. I mean, she just didn't have an Overseer in. Why? Because there's a Void Ray on the map. You don't want to just deliver Overseer kills to a Void Ray. She's busy dealing with the Oracles, the Adept pressure earlier. And this was just a really good job hiding this 8-gate Zealot pressure and disguising it and just shoving across the map. One big decisive move. Really well played by MAXPAX. Gets the 2-1, but SCARLETT putting up a valiant effort. GG, well played.